Hi everyone, myself Kantaraj HD, Assistant Professor in Mathematics, Government First Grade College for Women, Kernagar. In this video, we are going to discuss on a singular and non-singular linear transformation. Let's see the definition of singular and non-singular linear transformation. Definition is very simple. Let capital T from U to V is a linear transformation. Suppose if there exists a non-zero vector alpha belongs to U such that whose image is zero vector, that is P of alpha is equals to 0 dash, where 0 dash is the zero vector of capital B. Then we say T is singular. That means if T is a linear transformation, suppose if at least there is a one non-zero vector of domain as its image is a zero vector of a codomain, then that linear transformation is a singular. Otherwise, that means if there is no non-zero vector who exists such that whose image is zero vector, then that linear transformation we called as a non-singular linear transformation. So that is, let T from U to V is a linear transformation. Suppose if there is no non-zero vector alpha belongs to U such that P of alpha is equals to 0 dash, that is 0 dash is the zero vector of codomain B, then we call T is a non-singular linear transformation. Non-singular linear transformation. There is no non-zero alpha belongs to U such that whose image is 0 dash, which one also defined as, that means T of alpha is 0 dash implies that alpha must equals to 0 vector in domain. Like this also we define the non-singular linear transformation. That means a 0 vector has only a 0 image, then that linear transformation is called non-singular. Suppose if there is a one non-zero vector has a 0 image, then that linear transformation is a singular linear transformation. This is the definition of singular and non-singular linear transformation. Let's see one theorem related to singular and non-singular linear transformation. So, statement of the theorem is like this. A linear transformation T from U to V over the same field capital F is a non-singular if and only if T maps every linear independent subset of a capital U onto a linearly independent subset of capital B. That means first we need to consider a T is a non-singular. Using this condition, we have to prove that a T maps a very linearly independent subset of capital U onto a linearly independent subset of capital B. And conversely, first we need to consider T maps a very linearly independent subset onto a linear subset of capital B. Then we need to show T is singular. Let's see the proof of the theorem. Let I consider T is a non-singular. What I need to prove? I need to prove T maps a very linearly independent subset of capital U onto a linearly independent subset of capital B. That means I need one a linearly independent subset of U. that I take, let set alpha 1 comma alpha 2 comma and so on, alpha n is a linearly independent subset of capital U, which implies that a1 alpha 1 plus a2 alpha 2 plus and so on plus an alpha n is equals to 0 implies that a1 and a2 and so on an are equals to 0 scalar by the definition of linearly independence. But their images, that is T of alpha 1, comma, T of alpha 2, comma, and so on, T of alpha n belongs to capital B. Then I consider their linear combination, that is A1 T of alpha 1 plus A2 T of alpha 2 and so on an T of alpha n is equals to 0, which implies that T of a1 alpha 1 plus and so on an alpha n is equals to 0 vector because T is a linear transformation, and which implies that a1 alpha 1 plus a2 alpha 2 plus and so on an alpha n is equals to 0 vector by because T is a non-singular linear transformation. Then already we know that if a1 alpha 1 plus a2 alpha 2 plus and so on an alpha n is equals to 0, which implies that a1 equals a2 equals and so on an is equals to 0 because alpha 1 alpha 2 and so on alpha n are the linearly independent subset of U. Therefore, the subset T of alpha 1 plus T of comma T of alpha 2 comma and so on T of alpha n is also a linearly independent subset of capital B. Conversely, T maps a very linearly independent subset of capital U onto a linearly independent subset of capital B. Let consider alpha not equals to 0 belongs to capital U. So I take non-zero element belongs to capital U. But a singleton alpha is linearly independent. Every singleton element, a single vector is always a linearly independent, which implies that T of alpha not equals to 0 vector, which concludes that T of alpha is equals to 0 only if alpha is equals to 0, which implies that T is a non-singular. T is a non-singular linear transformation. This completes the proof. Let's see one more theorem. That is, a linear mapping T from U to V is 1 1 if and only if T is non-singular. Let's see the proof of the theorem. That is, let T from U to V is a 1 1. I consider T of alpha is equals to 0 dash for some alpha not equals to 0. But T of 0 is also a 0 dash, which implies that T of alpha is equals to T of 0. But T is a 1 1, which implies that alpha is equals to 0, which implies that t is a non-singular. T is a non-singular. Conversely, let t is a non-singular. Consider t of alpha equals t of beta, which implies that t of alpha minus t of beta is equals to 0, which implies t of alpha minus beta is equals to 0. Since t is a non-singular, t of alpha minus beta equals 0 implies that alpha minus beta is equals to 0, which implies that alpha is equals to beta, which implies that t is a 1-1 mapping. This completes the theorem. Let's see the one more theorem. Suppose U and V be two vector spaces over the same field F, and T from U to V is a linear transformation, then dimension of U is equals to dimension of V if and only if T is a non-singular. Proof is very simple. That is, dimension of capital U is equals to dimension of capital V. This condition holds if and only if dimension of V is equals to dimension of range space. Dimension of range space. This equality holds only if dimension of n of t is equals to 0. This one holds only if n of t is equals to singleton 0. This equation holds only if t is 1 1. T is 1 1 is if and only if t is a non-singular. This completes the theorem. Let's consider one example, that is t from R3 to R3 defined by t of x comma y is equals to 2x minus 4y comma 3x minus 6y is the given transformation. We have to check whether it is a singular or not. So to check it is a singular or not, we need to consider t of x comma y as a 0 vector. That means t of x comma y equals 0 comma 0. T of x comma y means 2x minus 4y comma 3x minus 6y is equals to 0 comma 0. So comparing the coordinates, we have 2x minus 4y equals 0, 3x minus 6y equals 0. So solving this equation, we have x is equal to 2y. We have the equation x is equal to 2y. The system has no zero solution because y is a free variable. Because y is a free variable. Therefore, capital T is a singular. If it has a zero solution, then it should be a non-singular, and if y is equals to 1, we have x comma y is equals to 2 comma 1. 2 comma 1, but t of 2 comma 1 is equals to 0 comma 0, which implies that t is a singular. T is a singular because 2 comma 1 is a non-zero vector. 2 comma 1 is a non-zero vector. Thank you.